Let's go down to Ann Arbor, Michigan, hosting USC this weekend. Big visit weekend. Linebacker Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng is in town. Looks like a three-team battle for him, and he's going to make his decision relatively soon. Set the table for Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng.
Well, our colleague Chad Simmons with the story this morning that he's going to take an official visit to Texas this fall, and the Longhorns are looking to make up ground on Michigan and Notre Dame. There's been a little more buzz about Notre Dame than Michigan throughout the course of this recruitment, but I could easily see him wearing a winged helmet on the next level. He sees an opportunity to play early with what Michigan's losing on defense following the season. When he took his official visits in the summer, he said that trip to Michigan was his best one of the bunch. Just loves the way that the Wolverine strength and conditioning program works, the way they develop players. He feels very comfortable in Ann Arbor. Now, obviously, he's a Notre Dame legacy recruit. His brother, Jeremiah, won the Buckus Award in South Bend. Marcus Freeman and that staff go way back with the family. But if it's not going to be a gold helmet, I think Michigan has a good chance to land him. And this is another opportunity to get him on campus. And look, a lot's been made about Michigan and that ball game against Texas, but they have a chance to wipe the taste out of their mouth against USC. Dan Lanning's first game at Oregon, they got crushed by Georgia in the season opener, and people were second guessing that right away. They only rallied to almost make the college football playoff 2 years in a row, and had there been 12 teams in the playoff, they would have been in. That's what Michigan's looking at right now. Can they get back on track? Can they beat USC this weekend? It's time to forget about that Longhorns game. Huge opportunity against USC, and then certainly that could resonate with some of these top recruits like Owusu-Boateng that are going to be in the stands watching a resilient Michigan team bounce back potentially.
Yep. Michigan going to have lots of their 2025 commitments on campus, which would be great, but it's a huge weekend for 2026 offensive line recruiting. And this is where Michigan really does a great job of getting in there early with some of the best offensive linemen in America. Steve, who are some of the priority targets that you're tracking that are expected to be in Ann Arbor this weekend?
Well, we talked about it earlier in the show with LSU. Anytime Brian Kelly's program is recruiting, offensive line is going to be a huge emphasis on the trail. And that's no different with Sharon Moore in Michigan. Sharon Moore, an offensive line guy at heart. They're in on some of the best offensive linemen in the country. And all these guys that are visiting this weekend, it is a return trip for them. Starting with on 300 offensive tackle Malachi Lee from Hawaii. He really enjoyed camping with Moore, Grant Newsome, and company in the summer. Zayden Krempin, an on 300 offensive lineman from Prosper High in Texas. He was at the barbecue at the Big House. He's excited to get back on campus. Tyler Merrill from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Maybe an old school Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State recruiting battle. He's back. And Brett Collegier, he had a fantastic trip in June. Also, another one that I could see Michigan having a chance to land. So 4 of the top offensive line targets for them in 2026 making return visits for this game.